Most of the floodwater in downtown Davenport is gone, and the cleanup is just beginning. What one business is offering for those who want to help.
Plus, Augustana students dealing with personal information being exposed. What the school is doing about the recent data breach.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning, everybody, on this Tuesday morning. I'm Edric Terry.
And I'm Alexandria Ikomoni. Thanks for joining us for Local 4 News this morning. One business along the river is offering a price to help clean up, but it isn't money. Front Street Brewery wants you to stop by today to help clean up in exchange for beer.
Yeah, managers are asking for volunteers to help clean the brewery that was damaged by the water from the Mississippi River. It is continuing coverage of the flood of 2019. The water finally drained out of businesses along the river. Now there's a lot of cleaning up to do, and you can help. Local 4's Kelly Bowles tells us how.
Things are finally looking up for the businesses in downtown Davenport as the water continues to go down. Today, it looks drastically different here compared to just a week ago, but this is just the beginning.
Now that this has become a couple weeks old news, we're not seeing as many people down here to assist, and this is when we all really need the help.
Almost everything has been stripped away from the main floor of Front Street Brewery. But downstairs is a different story. Last week, you couldn't even walk into the basement. Now the water is gone, and this is what's left.
It's like a bomb went off. It's just mass destruction down there.
The floodwaters have completely destroyed the space, leaving owner Tim Baldwin with a lot of work ahead of him.
Yep. It was much worse than I had expected, honestly.
During the first round of cleanup last Friday, they made a lot of progress.
When I saw all those people working and this space emptied, that's when, you know, a ray of hope started to shine.
But there's still so much more to be done. Which is why he says if you'll work for beer, he could use the help.
You know, even if people can just come out during their lunch hour and pitch in, every little bit helps.
And hopes soon Front Street Brewery will come back better than ever before, this time with a new plaque, just a little higher than the last.
That's Kelly Bowles reporting. And they're asking volunteers to come out and help clean up between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. They have to host the event on a weekday to keep up with the contractors, and they say even an hour of your time would make a huge difference. And of course, in exchange for your hard work, drinks are on the house.
And while the cleanup continues for businesses downtown, the streets are getting their share of attention too. The Public Works Director says crews are working to clean up River Drive so they can reopen the road for cars. They're scraping the mud and washing the area with deodorizer. And she says there's so much sediment that it'll likely be Friday before it's clean. The streets also have to be inspected to make sure the pavement is strong enough to handle the weight of traffic.
A lot of work ahead of them. Meanwhile, on the other side of the river, every time you fill up your gas tank in Rock Island, you'll help the city fill a pothole. City Council approved using all of the revenue from the local gas tax to maintain streets and sidewalks. Funding has been cut for those projects for the last 3 years. Now the city's an extra $500,000 for that infrastructure work.
That can be very helpful there. And students, staff, and alumni of Augustana College have a lot of questions after a data breach. Their personal data might have been exposed. The college says hackers attacked one of its servers, getting access to social security numbers and birth dates. A spokesperson for the university told us they partnered with external agencies. They're following their expert guidance to investigate and resolve this issue, but they say they have no evidence of attempted or actual misuse of confidential information.
So the breach actually happened back in February, but the university didn't inform people until last week by letter. Students are wondering why they had to wait so long. The letter says there was a nearly 2-month investigation of the breach. The students we spoke with say that letter was sent to their parents and not to them. One graduating senior says she still has a lot of questions.
It was a little sketchy that they didn't inform us in any way, just that it was sent home. So technically they did inform me, but that I had to find out not directly from the school. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. No one's supposed to get your social security number, so just the thought of that potentially happening was kind of freaky.
Now, Campbell says she's taking advantage of the free credit monitoring service that Augustana is offering victims of that breach. They also have a number that students can call with questions. We've got that number for you on our quadcities.com.
Remembering the ultimate sacrifice made by Davenport officers, the city's police and law enforcement from Scott County gathered for an annual memorial service yesterday morning. So after more than 140 line-of-duty deaths in 2018, that's across the country, and nearly 40 so far this year. The service also remembers 4 Davenport officers killed on duty and continual support for their families.
It's really important for us as a law enforcement family to make sure that the families of those who we've lost know that we will never forget. We'll never forget their sacrifice, and that we'll always be here for them.
We'll never forget, and this is one of the National Police Week events in the Quad Cities. There's a blue mass tonight at St. Paul's on Rushholme Street in Davenport, and that starts at 5.
Sports betting is officially legal in the state of Iowa. Governor Kim Reynolds signed that bill into law yesterday. Iowans can now bet on professional, collegiate, and international sporting events. The law also legalizes fantasy sports and internet fantasy sports betting. The new law excludes betting on some events, including minor leagues and in-state college team players. Sports betting is limited to those 21 and over.
What's going on no matter what, whether it's legal or illegal. So either crack down on it or make it legal.
The law gives the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission authority over sports betting.
And Governor Kim Reynolds also signed a law giving farmers in Iowa the option to grow industrial hemp. It lets licensed growers cultivate the crop on up to 40 acres. Iowa regulators must first make it a plan to approve for the approval from the U.S. Department of Agriculture before that can happen. The goal is to have plans in place to begin growing hemp next year.
That's hemp with a THC level of 0.3% and below, and really specific controls around that. And again, we'll have to be working with USDA to implement that program. It's really important too to understand that this will not be able to be grown in the state of Iowa until 2020. It will not authorize planting of that crop this year.
And the law doesn't legalize all hemp-derived products like CBD.
5:07 now on this Tuesday morning. We had a pretty pleasant Monday outside. Not too hot, not too cold. Rain stayed away for the most part. It was pretty nice.
For sure, and we're hoping that today is even nicer, and we can just keep on building from there. Ash, what do you say?
Keep on hoping.
Trying.
Yikes. All righty. Thanks for that toss, guys. No pressure here. There is going to be some showers today, unfortunately. Not going to be quite as sunny as yesterday either, but temperature-wise, it should still be comfortable. It's not too bad out there here this morning. Sitting at 43 right now. Winds fairly calm outside. No major hazards. 43 as well. And Davenport just feels like it's 39 on the northern side of the river. So across the board, it's not a bad start for us. It's a little warmer in Iowa. That's because clouds are building in from the west, trapping in some of that heat here this morning. Those clouds are going to continue to roll in all day long. You can see them making their way into the area right now, and including that thick cloud cover right now with the showers making their way through Iowa. So we'll get those here by lunchtime, and a few scattered showers will be likely all the way through the afternoon, and that'll last through the evening and into the overnight hours as well. But, and this is a good but, we are going to be back into the upper 60s, close to 70 here today. 69 the high temperature today, and tonight we'll be back down all the way to the mid-50s. We like good butts, not bad butts.
I feel like I make your job a little harder sometimes because I always want perfect weather every day. I always just ask, like, I'm hoping.
Yeah, you never toss it. We're just hoping for rain, Ash. You know.
No.
Well, no, it's always
because we're not.
No, we're not. We really don't need rain.
No. At all.
We do have plenty of it on the way this week, though.
Oh.
So
all right.
We'll time that out.
Okay, Dash, thanks. Coming up, enjoying worry-free days in the sun. Which alternatives to potentially harmful sunscreen are available?
Not today.
Time now is 5:09. Your top those stories are right after the break.
Watching our parade.
Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.